Hello and welcome back to Ultimate Marble Racing. A little bit behind schedule today, continuing on with the team season. This stream was pushed back from earlier on in the day, unfortunately. However, we are here now, so we can get things underway. Always try and make sure I get the stream in at some point in the day if I can't make the scheduled time. So, as we always do, we'll take a look at the teams taking part in the season and who is representing. So just in time for the astronauts were for the Balls of Steel, who has said they will be DNFing in protest to the pushback, so we'll see. Snorker representing the Blue Skies. This track isn't the easiest to DNF on. It'll be Cheese representing the Doge Balls. We are back around to the captains. Budo for Espresso Express. Demon representing Eternal Darkness. Shady will be representing the Green Slushies. Baz will be representing the Rapid Rollers. Alice representing the Snowballs. Crimson representing the Speed Demons. Magic will be representing the Finishers. Barto representing the Thunderhawks, trying to maintain that lead. Pesky Bird representing the Ultraviolets. And Wood will be representing the Vex team this time. They'll be aiming to try and pick up some points in the second half of this season. So now over to the track. Once again, the smallest track we have in our seasons, the race 1. Going to be a big 15 laps around this track. Not one for having many DNFs. So we'll see how well Boer can do it pulling off a DNF. So everyone in their starting positions. Boer actually start in front of the grid, so don't know whether you want to throw that away so easily. And just in time starting at the back, winning the previous race. You're going to finish last instead if a DNF isn't possible. Interesting. You go from the front to the back. Well, we'll see how things play out. But let's get these lights counting down. 15 laps of the smallest track in the season. As I head into the first corner, we're taking the lead. Barto in second, Wood in third. past the spinner. Barto is going to come through to take a position from Boer, pushing Boer down to second. Going to fight down to the hairpin. Big collision there. Boer's going to cut back in front, but Snorker's going to come through, steal that top spot. Will be side by side with Boer onto the ladder. Barto is going to be joined by Baz and Pesky Bird. Wood losing quite a few positions on that straight, going into that hairpin. Not the best of corners. Demon struggling to get on the ladder. We've seen this before by Demon. Dropping all the way to the back by quite a bit. So everyone's still fairly grouped up as we come round towards lap 2. Very quick laps. This ladder is potentially the longest part of this track. So Boer and Snorker racing down the straight. Boer's got more momentum. Going to take that lead back. Snorker's going to have to try and fight back for that spot. Then the main pack comes down behind through the spinner. Wood and Alice getting slowed down. Baz getting knocked back by Barto. Barto now on the tail of Pesky Bird. Barto's going to cut in. Doesn't make it stick. Boer's onto the ladder, almost blocking Snorker out, but doesn't make it work. Wood now gaining some additional positions after a rough first lap. So Boer and Snorker still side by side for that top spot. Barto and Pesky Bird joint for the 3rd place. Baz, Alice and Wood side by side. Magic, Crimson, Cheese and Buddo side by side. Shady just behind, and then Demon has joined just in time. So Demon making back some time on that lap. But still a bit more to do to try and get up into the point scoring positions of the top 10. So Boer with the better line, cutting in front of Snorker past the obstacles into the first corner. Then Pesky Bird, Barto, Wood blocking Baz out. Then Magic, Buddo, Alice, Cheese, Shady, Crimson, Demon and just in time now at the back. Pesky Bird slowing down a bit. Barto and Wood fighting for position. Coming down to the hairpin. Snorker's getting gained. Wood's going to cut in front of Barto. Buddo and Magic fighting for positions as well. There's a bit of a queue. Wood's going to block Barto out. So Wood's joined by Baz and Magic. Barto side by side with Alice now. Just in time struggling to get on, but Demon's gained another position. We'll be side by side with Crimson, Cheese and Buddo trying to pull back some time. We're saying Demon last on the leaderboard and last in the race, not doing very well. Yeah, it's been a struggle for Demon this season. As it also has been for the members of Vexed. Yeah, fastest lap was by Demon, but Boer, you have just taken that fastest lap back, crossing this line onto lap 4. Demon with a really good run, gets in front of Barto, big position gains, takes that fastest lap back once again, clearly listening to what's being said. Taking that fastest lap to try and get an extra point if they can finish within the top 10. But Demon, trying to prove a point now, is trying to make ways through the pack. Boer's now joined with Snorker side by side once again. And Demon find a way on, is going to get blocked out by Wood, but will block Crimson out. So Demon putting in some work to make their way up the grid now. Just in time at the back, Buddo and Cheese, 12th and 13th. Shady now outside of the points, but it's side by side with Crimson for that point position. We're now deciding to dominate the race instead, but still in protest, of course. Of course it's protest. How dare you win? I will not allow this. Looks like Snorker won't allow this either. Snorker's going to make it hard for Boer, trying to get that win now. Just side by side, racing down. Get a bit of an overhead view to see the different races going on. Snorker and Boer fighting. Wood and Pesky Bird fighting each other. Demon just behind Magic. Crimson with a rough bounce back there. I think Demon's dropped a couple of spots on that lap. Boer is now one position down from Snorker on the ladder. Pesky Bird is in third. Wood and Magic side by side. Baz clearly having trouble getting on the ladder. Hit that final checkpoint into the corner in sixth, but has managed to drop a few spots. Join Bido and Alice. So Snorker's going to get released on the inside. A collision with one of the obstacles, but narrowly getting through the other. Boer having a big slowdown means Pesky Bird could try and make some time. Pesky Bird with quite a bit of speed. Not looking too great for Boer. Boer may have been jinxed. We all know how things work. Here's Pesky Bird flies through, but Boer fighting them back. Demon with a bad bounce means Alice is going to come through. Doesn't quite make it though. Demon's going to hold them off. Into the final corner. Big bounce. Alice is going to cut in front of Demon. Baz narrowly missing out on the ladder. So Boer's now side by side with Pesky Bird. Snorker's going to try and make a bit of a breakaway. Demon still holding the fastest lap in 7th position. Wood is side by side with Alice, Magic and Barto. And Just in Time is trailing at the back. Crimson, Shady and Cheese side by side outside of the points. It's been a rough season for Cheese, not having the best of luck so far. So Boer's going to get the inside line on Pesky Bird. We'll keep hold of that second place, but Pesky Bird is going to sit right behind them, try and get that slipstream. Let them know that they are there. Snorker's breaking away while they fight. Big hit for Wood and Alice, but Wood's going to come through and take that spot. Demon losing a few positions now, dropping fast. As everyone piles up into that last corner. A big mix-up of positions going through that last corner. We'll see how this works out on the ladder. Shady getting blocked. Just in Time is going to get blocked out by Shady. But Demon dropping to potentially outside of the points. They'll need to get up into the points once again with that fastest lap to get that extra point. After a good few laps, it's all going downhill again for Demon. Barto, Baz and Wood side by side. Boer is starting to drop, but Snorker is being gained by Pesky Bird. So Pesky Bird's going to take the inside, now taking a new fastest lap. So that very strong lap as we go into lap number 8. Can Pesky Bird chase down Snorker, and can Boer do anything to try and catch both of them up in the top 2? Barto just behind. Bido and Alice side by side. Demon now in 12th. Baz with a big hit's going to slow a few people down. Cheese with a really bad bounce. Talking about that bad luck that Cheese has been having. Big collision into that final corner. Demon's going to reclaim a couple of positions. Going onto the ladder side by side with Magic and Crimson, Shady and Cheese both getting blocked out just in time, not making it on in time. The top 3 starting to break away from the main pack. Pesky Bird still chasing down Snorker and will be taking the inside line on this lap. Wood and Barto fighting side by side for that 4th position. Snorker releases, but there's a bit of trouble with the obstacle. Pesky Bird's going to sneak through the inside. Gets blocked as well, but is closer, is gaining lap by lap on Snorker. Boer's not too far behind either. We see Wood getting held up slightly, means Barto's going to come around the outside, but Wood just cutting in front and blocking them. Demon chasing Baz down. Crimson just behind them. Going to group up. Big hit there. Wood's going to get pinched away by Barto. Big collision. Demon coming out worse in that bump, as everyone's starting to group up again in the middle of the pack. Up at the front, Pesky Bird seems to have had trouble on the final corner and the ladder. So, Snorker is only just in front of Boer now. Boer up into 2nd once again. Pesky Bird with the fastest laps dropped to 3rd. Wood is now alone in 4th. Alice and Barto are now side by side, fighting for that 5th spot. And then we have Just in Time and Magic at the back. So everyone's still fairly close together. Bad position on the ladder. Pretty good position on the ladder this time around. So Snorker and Boer straight through the middle. Pesky Bird getting around the outside without too much trouble. Wood makes it through as well. Alice having some difficulties means Buddo's going to come through. Demon also coming through, just getting in front as Baz and Crimson just behind the Shady and Cheese. Going back down to the ladder, let's see what happens with the top two. We're on lap 10. Wood just getting blocked out by Snorker. Pesky Bird coming on just behind. Wood get on, there's going to be a bit of a bounce. Doesn't quite block out Buddo. Demon gets on side by side with Barto, so Demon trying to gain some positions once again. We've got a big pack piling on. Magic and Crimson not quite making it, just in time having some trouble. Not looking good for just in time late into this race. But everyone's still with a fighting chance here to get into the top three. So Boer's going to take the outside, Snorker's going to take the inside. They're both going to hit one obstacle each. Snorker getting held up a bit on that first one. We're getting through with a bit more ease, but Snorker's got more speed into that first corner. See, Wood having trouble means Buddo's going to come past. Demon just behind Wood. Barto having some difficulties. Cheese is going to come past. Shady's going to come past. Barto takes the inside line, blocking Shady out. Then Alice, Baz, and Magic behind. Going down to this final corner, Snorker, Boer, and Pesky Bird. Boer losing a lot of speed, but a little nudge from Pesky Bird. Snorker has trouble getting onto the ladder, means Boer and Snorker are going to be side by side. Pesky Bird doesn't join them. Pesky Bird joined by Buddo. Demon just missing out on the ladder, gets joined by Wood, blocking Cheese out. Barto, Cheese, and Alice now side by side. Shady and Baz side by side. Crimson gets blocked by Magic, means Crimson and Just in Time will be at the back. So Baz and Shady are currently fighting for that 10th position. We're in a bad line here with the obstacle though. It is looking like a direct hit. Snorker may be able to sneak past. Wood may be able to use this to help as Boer pushes it out the way. Boer goes across to block out Pesky Bird's route. Buddo nudging that obstacle back in the way of Wood. The Demon going through the inside lane. Fits in front of Wood, but that bounce means Wood's going to sneak back through with more speed. Further down, Boer makes a pass on Snorker. Boer back up into first as we are on lap 12. Coming down to the hairpin at the bottom. Snorker is just behind. Will Boer be able to block them on the ladder? They don't, so they're going to be side by side onto the ladder. Wood moving up into that third place. Pesky Bird will join them on the ladder side by side. Still holding that fastest lap. Then we have Buddo and Demon next to each other. Alice, Cheese, and Barto. Shady getting blocked by the ladder. Doesn't quite make it on. Doesn't make it on a second time. Gets on alongside Magic and Baz. Just in time, and Crimson still at the back. Boer seems very happy in the chat. So it's been a strong race so far with Boer and Snorker up at the front. Boer could have the better line here. It's going to be interesting what happens with the obstacle. These two fighting side by side could be enough for Wood and Pesky Bird, but Boer gets through with ease. Snorker having more trouble means Pesky Bird is going to fly down the middle. Not enough to get past Snorker, but gives Snorker a little push. This gives Boer a chance to break away in the lead. Squeezing through the spinner. Snorker gets slowed down, hit by Pesky Bird. Wood getting through with a bit more speed is now just behind them. Big hit into that final corner. Boer gets joined by Snorker. Snorker actually makes it just in time to join them. Wood gets blocked by Pesky Bird. It's going to be joined by Cheese and Buddo. So Wood's now side by side with Cheese and Buddo for that fourth spot. Demon is side by side with Barto. We've got Alice, Magic, Shady having some difficulties. Going to get joined by Baz and Crimson just in time at the back once again. We're protesting so hard right now. It's not over yet. 13 laps. You're going to have to protest really hard on these last few laps. The last couple of laps to beat Snorker. Pesky Bird now on the tail of Boer with a bump there. Snorker's going to make a breakaway. Pesky Bird and Boer are going to be fighting. Wood just behind. Buddo, Cheese, Barto, Demon, and Alice chasing down the front of the pack. Pesky Bird pinching Boer, giving them a lot of speed. Now on the tail of Snorker, Pesky losing time. Boer cutting back in front of Snorker's going to get into that top spot again. Could block them out on the ladder. Does a very good job of blocking them out, meaning lap 14, Boer is going to be on that first step going into the final lap. Snorker just behind. Wood and Pesky Bird side by side fighting for that third spot. Barto and Buddo just behind them. Then Demon, Cheese, Alice and Magic, Crimson a couple of steps down, then Shady, Baz and Just in Time. So Magic taking the fastest lap on that previous lap as well. Currently in 10th, could be looking at an extra spot. This is tense indeed. So we head towards the final lap. Boer and Snorker will be taking the same route. Boer gets held up. Snorker with a good run through, but Boer's trying to break away. Snorker carrying a little bit more speed, just going to stay in that slipstream. Wood slipstreaming Pesky Bird right on their tail now. Cheese and Buddo fighting for position. Will focus on the front runners here. Big pinch by Boer causes trouble for Snorker. Pesky Bird gets through. Wood doesn't quite make it. Boer heading into the last corner. Pesky Bird colliding with Wood. Wood cuts in. Snorker uses a bounce as well to cut in. Big collisions there. Wood and Snorker are going to be side by side. Boer actually on the top steps. This is looking good for Boer. Can they line up as they're rolling towards the middle? They might be able to adjust themselves into the middle for the perfect run down to the finish. Snorker's doing the same, which means Wood could get slowed down. And Snorker could take that second place for that run. Barto's lining up in the middle as well. Strong tactics here. Could knock Pesky Bird down another spot. Then we've got Magic and Cheese side by side. Buddo. Then Demon. Magic up to 8th with the fastest lap. But Boer's rolled too far across. He's going to be in line with the obstacle. Snorker currently in the middle. This could be very close coming down to the finish. Big hit there. Can Snorker get a run through for the catch-up? Boer in trouble. Snorker comes through across the line in front of Boer. Just taking that win with a clean run. Then Pesky Bird, Barto, Magic, Buddo, Cheese, Demon, Alice, Baz, Crimson, Shady and Just in Time. A dramatic end to the race. So Snorker had the lineup perfect. Boer having some trouble with the obstacle, slowed them down just enough for Snorker to come through. 0.19 seconds in front. Wood finishing third, some big points for Vexed. I'm sure they'll be happy about that. Getting into a top 3 position. Pesky Bird picking up some points in 4th. Barto trying to hold the lead in this season. Will still pick up some good points here. Magic Monkey gaining a few positions in the last couple of laps, and that fastest lap will help them out for the finishers. Demon just staying in the points. Alice 10th, also just in the points. But our winner, Snorker, with a very strong finish. A strong race by Snorker and Boer all the way through that. Trying to hold that top spot, fighting with each other. Fantastic race indeed. Very good race to watch. So, how will this affect the leaderboard? I'm going to enter in these results, and I'll be back with the leaderboard in a couple of minutes, and we shall find out. So the results are in. We'll head over and take a look at the leaderboard. Here are the standings after that race. The Blue Skies actually moving up a position. Rapid Rollers getting knocked down a spot after not picking up any points in that race. The Thunderhawks are still staying strong up at the top with 75 points after Barto managing to pick up a 5th place, securing some good points in that race. The Finishers with 63, finishing 6th and getting that extra fastest lap point has helped them. Espresso Express and Blue Skies are now tied for that 3rd spot, with Snorker's big point win putting them up into competition. Rapid Rollers, as I say, moving down a spot, is now in 5th with 45. Ultraviolets, Pesky Bird coming 4th in that race, moving up a bit, 42 points in that 6th spot. Balls of Steel up to 7th. Yeah, 11th to 7th, a big jump upwards, 38 points. 2nd place, big point finish. So making their way up the table. Snowballs with 32, Speed Demons with 28, the Dogeballs with 27, just in the top 10. Vexed starting to move up, now in 11th with 25, Astronauts with 24, Green Slushies at 20, and Eternal Darkness at the bottom with 12, still remaining at the bottom of the table, unfortunately for them. So with a strong performance by Balls of Steel and the Blue Skies, can they keep this up for the following races and try and push towards the top 3 or even that number 1 spot for the end? We have 3 more races to go in this season, so there is still a chance if they can keep consistent. That is going to be it for this race. There is a second race today and is actually going to be in a few hours. With this one being pushed back, these will be quite close together, these streams. You've got an advantage in the next race. Well, you'll be starting 1 from the back. Or is it because it's your track? Is that why you... Yeah, you made it. I had a feeling when I saw what the track was, I did just realise. So yeah, no pressure on Boer for the Balls of Steel, as the next track will be theirs. 0 pressure going into that race for big points. But that is it for this race and this stream. So I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.